Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm just getting set up right now. I think we got about 9 people watching right now, and we're going to wait a moment here for everyone to get in. Let me just get connected. Uh, I literally am just for tonight, so it's been kind of a busy day. I hope you guys have had a chance to check out my video so far on TMB uh, episode number one. Actually, it was really fun to put together. I know a lot of people have been asking me to get it out, and honestly, it's been kind of hard just with everything that's been going on. So give me 1 second. Let me just get connected to what we got going on here. I want to make sure I can put this on my screen so I can see all of your comments because they go away after just a couple minutes. Let's see here. Um, so if I'm going to get started and kind of go through just a few things that I want to make sure I kind of get you guys caught up to speed with. But as you have questions, things that I want to make sure I as you have questions, make sure that you go ahead and leave them below in the comments, and then I will go on as we go. So let's see, we got a few people on here. It looks like we got BDU King, Bad Crispy, Guinea is on, and that's everyone that's commented so far. So hello everyone, we got 12 people on. We're gonna get started right now. Right now, this is my little YouTube studio. I have it kind of backed in the corner here, and then it's if you remember kind of my walkthrough, you can see the rest of the house over here. And I actually just got. Well, let's see if I can turn this around. I can't remember if I can or not. There we go. There's my dinner. There's me right there. But got this little desk going on here, so I'm actually going to start doing product reviews on here, which will make it a lot easier having the desk and everything else in here at the same time. So kind of got a little hot mess going on here right now, but shouldn't affect anything. So anyway, oh, it's pronounced Ginny. Did I say, is it Ginny, like Jenny? Uh, Tom's on, and then we got Donna as well. Okay, guys, well, let's get started. So I know that I really haven't been very involved here the last, I don't know, month. So first things first, what's been going on is a complete structure change with my job. As many of you know, I work for McDonald's. I was consulting for McDonald's, and we have gone through so many changes in the last 2 years, more changes in the last 2 years than I can remember going in my last almost 20 years working for the company. And unfortunately, there's been people that have been let go, departments, and it's just all part of an agreement that our CEO had when he took over the company, which was saving the company $500 million of G&A, which was what the board of directors basically told him that he needed to do. So, how is he going to do that? And just with the challenge, the changing times that we have right now, and keeping up with everything, how does that play a part in the future? So, nothing has really impacted the operations side, which is where I work, until right now. So, before my job, I graded, went out and graded visits, and I also consulted to my operators. And I had 4 operators, which ended up being about 40 or so restaurants. Well, they decided to make a huge change, and they are separating the grading from the consulting. So, in addition to that, well, looks like Bella wants in. 1 second. She's scratching on the door. Come on, Bella. Bella actually just got. Here, Bella. Everyone wants to see, I'm sure. She just got groomed today, so she's looking pretty, aren't you? See, Bella? You see everyone? Say hi. All right, so anyway, uh, my job didn't go away, but it got separated. And what ended up happening was when I was in Berlin, actually just getting done with the TMB, my boss wanted to talk to me, and we ended up being able to chat through Facebook Messenger or Facebook Audio. And they offered me a consulting job, which is actually an upper management level job. So the consulting piece is now a management level band job. And then everyone that was in my position before is basically, if you want to call them like graders, where they're just going around and they're grading visits. And so basically, I got promoted, which I was excited about. I really wasn't expecting, to be quite honest, because it wasn't something that I really thought about, because I didn't want to move back or move somewhere else. We loved living in Minnesota. We moved back to Minnesota, and it took us a few years to get back. So lately, I have been doing two jobs, learning my new job, which I have 13 operators now, and I will not be doing any grading. My primary focus is to be the single point of contact for these operators, which ends up being about 140 restaurants, 13 operators, or 13 organizations, but also any way that I need to help assist them in driving sales, guest counts, and increase their cash flow. So most of the operators I haven't had, so I'm getting to know them and getting ready for basically the start of my job, which is on August 1st. I'll start meeting with each of the organizations. So that's what I've been busy doing, is two jobs. And I'm pretty much done with my previous job, the grading side of it. But I'm kind of walking into this next job. So that's really the reason why I haven't been doing anything on YouTube, because I have that going on. Immediately when I got back from the trail was my brother's wedding, which we had the bachelor party the week before his wedding, which was the first weekend back. And I was the best man, so I had to plan that, and we had part of it at our house. The wedding was the weekend after that, and of course learning the job, and it's just, and then projects around the house. So we moved in, as most of you know, we moved into our new house the end of May, and I was really home for 2 weeks before I had to go out to Europe. So there's so many other things to get done here. So doing that with everything else I just said, honestly, I was just like overwhelmed. I had to take a time out. So you might have seen my Q&A that I did on the TMB about the TMB in the middle of July, and I really haven't had time to do anything. I actually start editing my first video from that I released today until yesterday. So I think I'm ready to get back into things. You know, I'm not sure how often I'll post. You know, I'd like to have 2 videos a week, but I don't know. Once I get done with the TMB videos, what it's really going to be predicated off of my new job, and how long it's going to take me to learn it, and how much extra time I'm going to have to invest in with the role that I have. So that's the big news that that's been going on, and why I have been a little quiet lately. But these next few weeks are going to be kind of nice, because things are going to settle down a little bit, and then in August it's going to pick right back up about the middle of August. So if you've been following me for over a year now, you might remember a video that I posted last year about a beanbag tournament that me and my brother won last year at my parents' annual summer party. And because we won it last year, we have to host it next year, which is this year. So we have to do that the second weekend of August. The third weekend of August, we are going to Wisconsin Dells for my other brother's bachelor party. Immediately after that, we leave to Mexico for a wedding. One of Tammy's best friends is getting married. When we get back, immediately after that, my brother gets married, and we are hosting the groomsmen dinner the night before at our house. So basically, the middle of August to the middle of September is absolutely craziness again. So yeah, it's gonna be a little wild now. The good news about my job is I don't think I'm going to have to travel as much as I originally thought. I think I'll be able to sleep in my bed 4 nights a week, maybe 3, which isn't too bad, because I thought I was going to have to travel a little bit more. So once the middle of August rolls around, things are going to kind of just be a little crazy again until September. Now, because of everything, I mean, this has been honestly like the craziest summer of my life. We're trying to plan our wedding right now, because we get married next year. So we're trying to kind of fit in looking at venues and doing all this stuff. But I honestly haven't had time, nor will I have any time to really get out on the trail and prepare for the Superior hiking trail that I was going to do at the the end of September, beginning of October. And after thinking about this long and hard, you know, I'm going to I'm 90% sure that I'm just going to put the FKT attempt, the Superior Hiking Trail, on hold because honestly, if I do this, uh, I will. First of all, I'm probably gonna be burnt out by that time because of the middle of August to the middle of September, just weekend after weekend after weekend in my new job. But it'll probably be. I might be able to fit in one hike the weekend before the FKT attempt, and honestly, it's probably not going to be very fun for me because I'm not going to be in trail shape and uh, it is just going to be very very difficult and again it's not going to be fun or enjoyable and I really don't want to do that to myself. In addition to that, as many of you know, I love Halloween and if I do this at the end of September, I'm right when I get back I'm going to have to set up my huge Halloween setup and it's just too much. So I'm going to push back. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to push back my Superior trail hike. I just can't do everything. It's just not. It's not physically possible for me. I don't want to do it just to do it. So I don't know what we're probably going to do that week. So Tammy's going to take off the week, and we might go out for like a weekend trip up to the North Trail, and maybe spend a day on the trail, a night on the trail, and then we're gonna come back home and I'm probably gonna spend the week at home and get ready for Halloween and do my get up, which is about 4 times bigger than it was last year. If you remember what we had out last year, so uh, and then I can just kind of relax again. In October, we have to go to California for another wedding too, by the way. So when I say things are crazy, it's absolutely crazy. So anyway, that's the big news that I really wanted to kind of fill everyone in with and what's going on with me and why I've been quiet lately. There's just so many things that one person can do, and I honestly was burnt out. The thought of me even going in and editing my videos just uh, was almost sickening because the last thing I felt like doing was something like that with everything else going on. When I actually had some downtime, I just wanted to relax for an hour here or there. So anyway, that's what's been going on. So this summer is going to be wild. I knew it was going to be a wild summer. I don't plan on taking any more extended breaks from YouTube, especially with me pushing back my FKT attempt, so that I can just stay whole, stay fresh, and not get burnt out again. So I hope you've had a chance to watch my trail video. If you haven't, go on my channel. I just released it at 1 o'clock today. I think it is probably the best video that I have made yet. I've watched it about 5 or 6 times, and I really love it. Uh, what's going to happen is I'm probably going to have 2 other episodes of the TMB. We have some really cool footage, um, just like what you might have seen today. And then I'm going to make a video of outtakes, so just kind of crazy little things that happened throughout the trail, things that just didn't make it on the actual videos. And then I'm going to try to condense everything and make a 2-minute video just of the TMB. So TMB in 2 minutes. So basically, I have 4 more videos coming about the TMB. So uh, anyway, now is time. So what time is it right now? It's quarter after. So it's quarter after 7. We got about a dozen people on, and before we actually do the Q&A, want to open it up to questions right now. If anybody has anything, or even just comments, what's going on, anything they're wondering about me or my life or Miss Bigfoot, anything. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in below. As I'm waiting, what we're going to give away for today is I wanted to do something where we could give away a little bit more and have quite a few winners. If you remember last year, I did this review of these mosquito patches, and I know some of you might have picked these up. Some of you might have. I can't remember if I think I even gave away some of these to you guys. but they worked out pretty well, except in like the middle of, I think it was the middle of August when we got a lot of rain, and there was just a ton of mosquitoes back in our woods where I was living at the time. And I don't think anything really does much in that circumstance. But overall, I actually did a pretty good job. I was pretty happy with them, outside of the fact that when I accidentally left these patches on my clothes and went through the wash, it left all this sticker residue I couldn't get off. Well, they've actually improved a couple things on these patches. They're supposed to be stronger, and they're also they changed the residue of how it sticks, so that it doesn't if you accidentally wash it or anything like that, it doesn't leave that mess on you. There's a couple other ingredients in here as well. I think that makes it a little bit stronger. And they've added about another 14 patches, so went from 50 to 64. I'm gonna give away 10 of these. I'm actually going to be reviewing these. I haven't put these on yet and tested them out, but I was again really happy about these last year. So if they're stronger, I'm sure I'm gonna be just as happy. So 10 people are gonna win a package of these tonight. So that's what we're giving away. Let's see and go into the Q&A here. All right. Looks like some of you watched the TMB episode 1. Thought it was awesome. Thank you. Let's see. How was it for me on the TMB staying in hostels instead of camping? We stayed in, was it 2 or was it 3? I can't remember now. I want to say that it was 3. But yeah, I love camping, and obviously it's a lot cheaper, but you get this experience staying in the refugios or refuges over on the TMB. And outside of the cost, if the cost really isn't that big of a deal, I thought they were great. Being able to have a nice hot meal, which most of the meals that we had in these hostels was really really good, and they also make you breakfast the next day. The breakfast, depending on them, I think of the 4 that we had, there was 2 of them that weren't really that great, but the dinners were great, and it was just nice being able to sleep in an actual bed, a bunk bed, and be able to recharge your devices and that sort of thing. And of course, the camaraderie that you have with the people there, which you have so much diversity, which was really neat. But I actually really loved the hostels, and of course, there you can get beer there, you can get sodas, all that kind of stuff, and I think every single one of them gives big lunches too. So you could literally probably hike the TMB if you wanted to just go from refuge to refuge or refugio. You could probably keep just almost nothing for food and just resupply at most of these hostels, get the bag lunches, and have to carry very minimal. I don't think I ever had more than about a pound and a half of food on me at any time. But hostels were amazing. When you get into, I think it's Italy, there's actually even more refugios that they were like every like 3 or 4 miles or something like that. So I I would, if it wasn't for, I think some of the Germans really wanted to kind of save some money, so we camped probably more than we would have. I probably would have stayed at even more hostels. All right, question from Chris. How was your transition to wearing ultras? With the whole zero drop thing, just got my first pair yesterday and they blew me away with how comfortable they are. At first, it was weird, I'll be honest. I had to, I think it stopped becoming weird maybe like my third day. And when I actually I think I wore ultras. Did I wear ultras on the trail, the TMB? I did. So I brought a pair of ultras on the TMB, and there was no adjustment period. So it was only really just the first time that I actually wore the ultras. But I have heard some people saying that they just can't stand the zero drop and it just wasn't for them. So it's more on a preference. But most of the people actually adjust to it very well and actually find it even more comfortable. I mean, the best thing about the Ultras is just the wide toe boxes, which is always what's attractive for me. Now, I've not gotten my hands on a pair of the threes or whatever the newest ones are. Um, so that's something that I still have to do. And I think that's the only questions that we have right now. So if anybody else has anything else, make sure you throw it below. We still got about 10 people on here. So other than that, as we're waiting for the next Q&A, by the way, in about 5 minutes we'll start. We'll do the mosquito patches, but I'm really looking forward to fall, and I think going into later this year, I think things are really going to slow down. We're going to be settled in. We're getting more and more settled into our house here, and especially as I get transitioned to my job, I think going into next year, um, it's going to be an amazing year. Of course, we're going to get married next year, so we'll have that planning. But I'm kind of looking forward to once getting through really the middle of September and things slowing down a little bit for me. By the way, I mentioned on a video, I think when we were in Trail Days, if some of you caught on to this. So uh, I got invited to hike the Tygo Challenge with Z-Packs in May of next year, and I was almost sure that I was going to be able to hike it, but now with my role change, now I haven't asked my boss yet, but I hope that doesn't impact me. So I'm still hoping that I can go to Scotland that as my big hike next year, which will be in May. But I still got to ask my boss. But if you didn't catch that, if I get approved, I will be going and hiking that with Z-Packs, which will be really fun. How are both me and Tammy liking the new home? We absolutely love it. We love the area. It's all young families. Actually, the guy that lives right across the street from me, not only is he the same age as me, I think he's a year younger. They got a couple young kids, but their parents own a haunted house, so they run a haunted house, which is like a match made in heaven. Having a neighbor that is into Halloween as much as I am. The neighbors are great. The ones next to us are again my age. He actually graduated the same year as me. A couple of kids. It's quiet around here, but my one brother is 8/10 of a mile away. My other brother just moved in to the same town, which is called Lonsdale, Minnesota, about 2 weeks ago. So both my brothers live in Lonsdale, and Tammy actually found a hair salon to get her hair done, and a couple other places. So we really love it. There's really nothing that I can complain outside of one neighbor that's on the other side of me that doesn't really take care of their lawn, and I think they're actually moving out, so they kind of have that I don't care attitude with taking care of everything. So that's the only thing if I could pick apart anything. But the house itself is great. I mean, we have so much space. It's an open concept. It's a Rambler, and uh, we've been working on our kind of little man-woman cave downstairs. We are getting close to having our theater set up for really want it up and ready for the NFL season. We're going to probably have people come over and watch the game and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just great. It is so nice. I honestly I think it was perfect. There's nothing that I can complain about on the house. So let's see. Did Miss Bigfoot allow me to plan for any hikes other than FKT for next year? Yeah, actually, she told me that I absolutely should be going to Scotland because I asked her first and wanted her opinion. She's like, heck yeah, why wouldn't you? Um, and she actually, I mean, typically she's really cool with maybe like 3 hikes a year. So she's been very supportive, and she was also supportive of me pushing back the FKT attempt, and she thought it was actually a good idea because she's been seeing just the stress that everything has been having on me. So uh, we'll take a vacation together then. But yeah, totally supportive. Are there any products that I'm excited about from OR18. Curious about the new Nemo switchback pad. Yeah, you know, I don't know yet. Honestly, I've been kind of disconnected for like the last couple months, just before I left for Europe. So uh, that's something I could probably answer maybe in a little bit. But I've just been so disconnected. I really haven't been keeping up with a lot of the new gear and stuff out there. So be difficult for me to answer right now. Where's my beer? I knew someone was going to ask that. Yeah, it's downstairs in the basement. I didn't have time. Been working on this project, some landscaping stuff on the outside of my house, and uh, literally just got back from Menards about an hour ago. Jumped in the shower, and then by the time I got all this set up, uh, my time was up. So I didn't even have a chance to go grab it. That's the reason why. So, all right. Well, let's do this gear giveaway, and if there's any other questions, throw them below. But again, we're going to give away 10 of the mosquito packs, which is these things are like 15 bucks or something like that. So 10 people will win, and also anybody that wants to pick up a box or more, I worked it out with the company. We're going to give out 30% discount for anybody that doesn't win that is interested in these. And when I do the review on these, we're also going to offer 25% just to the YouTube public. So I was able to get a little bit more off for you guys. So let's do that right now. Bella's falling asleep on my lap. All right. Okay. So again, if anybody has any questions, throw them in there, and I'll end with that. But all right. Now, in the past, I never have the same folks win twice. But honestly, I forgot who won last month. So if your name gets called, then you just get lucky if you won it 2 months in a row. All right. So 10 of them. The first one is going to go to. Let's see. All right, Devin, Devin V. You're the first one. Second goes to Alex Martin. Congratulations, Alex Martin. Third pack, I should say, Jeff Hall. Fourth one goes to Chris Weber. Let's see. Fifth one goes to Nancy Bingham. Let's see. Did I say fifth? Okay. Sixth one, our sixth winner is Russ Starkson. Seventh pack is going to Matthew Loraby. Let's see, number 8, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue gets the 8th one. Number 9 is going to Isaiah Caldwell. And then our final one, number 10, is going to Johnny D. Rosette. I don't know if I pronounced your last name right, Johnny. I apologize. Thanks again for that trail magic on the OT. All right, so those are our 10 winners. I will get your email addresses to the company. I'm just going to email everyone the address that they signed up with Patreon. If for some reason that is not your address, or that's not the address that you want me to send it to, make sure you email me like as soon as you can. But I'm going to send that over probably tomorrow for all of you. All right, so let me just check back here and let's see if there's any other questions. Have I heard if Dixie will be in Scotland? I have not. They are trying to get Dixie, but my understanding is Darwin is in, so Darwin's going to be there. Of course, Redbeard will be there, and if I get approved the time off, I'll be there, and then the Z-Packs team. But when I was talking to Matt, he was trying to to get Dixie out there, but I think Dixie was already on the CDT, so that might be why they haven't been able to get a hold of her yet. So we'll see. Hopefully she'll come. It'll be pretty sweet. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up the Q&A. That wraps up the giveaway. Congratulations to the 10 winners. What I'll do is anybody that does want to buy a package of these, if you like last year's and you need some more, which again these are supposed to be stronger and not as sticky to leave that crap on your shirt, I'll throw this on Patreon. I just got to find the discount code and all that stuff. So just look for a post on Patreon, and then of course you'll see a video coming out on this later. Yeah, it's gonna be, so Bad Crispy said, like a YouTube hiking all-star list. It's gonna be so much fun. And I don't know, I think the idea is we're going in a couple groups. I don't think we're all going together. At least that was my understanding, but I'm not really sure all the details. More to come on that. But thanks everyone for being patient with me about everything. You know, I was a little worried with people probably wondering like what's going on with me and maybe something happened. In the future I will be better. If I do need a break, I gotta be better about just letting you guys know kind of what's going on, so you know why I'm taking a break or anything like that. But I hope you guys have a great end to your weekend. Thanks for all of your support, like always, and I will see you guys here next month, the next week, next something. I know that. I am looking at trying to edit my video for TMB Part 2, Episode 2. I'm thinking Thursday. So stay tuned for that. And if you haven't seen Episode 1, make sure you watch it. Again, I think it's my favorite video that I've edited. So thanks, everyone. I will see you next time.